I will be happy to answer in this live. Now let's do the first question. The first question says that what is the value of b for the function to be continuous at 1? So whenever you have something like this, you try to equate the left limit and right limit at 1. So limit f of x as x tends to 1 plus is equal to limit f of x as x tends to 1 minus. So if this is equal, the function will be continuous at 1. So this is equal to 4 times 1 square plus b times 1 minus 5, and this is equal to 3 times e power 1 minus 1 minus 2. So this is 4 plus b minus 5, which is equal to 3 minus 2. b minus 1 is equal to 1, b is equal to 2. So the right answer is option D. I hope this makes sense. Now let's move to the second question. So we have been given that h is twice differentiable. The table above gives you selected values of h. Which of the following must be true? So we have h is twice differentiable. So h has no critical points in the interval minus 4 to 2. They are asking why must be true. So from minus 4 to 2, the sign of h is negative here. So let's try to make a rough sketch. So at minus 4 it is minus 36, then at minus 3 it is 8, then it is at 4 at 0, and 24 at 2. So no critical points. We cannot claim that because in between there might be points of local maxima and minimum. So A is not the right answer. h dash of x is equal to 10 for some value of x between minus 4 and 2. Now let's see if this is true. So h of 2 minus h of minus 4 is 24 minus 36, which is 60, and h of 2 minus h of minus 4 divided by 2 minus minus 4 is 60 divided by 6, which is 10, and that should be derivative at some point in the interval by mean value theorem. So by mean value theorem, option B is the right option. Now let's look at question C. So we have been given x is square root 1 minus t square, y is sine inverse t. We have to find dy by dx. So let's do parametric differentiation. So dy by dx is dy by dt over dx by dt. Now differentiating y with respect to t. Now derivative of sine inverse t is 1 by root 1 minus t square, and derivative of square root 1 minus t square is 1 over 2 root 1 minus t square times derivative of 1 minus t square, which is minus 2t. So these two gets cancelled, this gets cancelled. So what you are left is minus 1 by t. The right answer is option D. So if there is any doubts, feel free to comment down below. Now let's move to the next question, which is, suppose Bn is a geometric series where B1 is 90 and B3 is 10. We have to find the sum. So B1 is 90, B2 is 90R, B3 will be 90r square, and that is equal to 10. So r square is 1 by 9, r is equal to 1 by 3. This is equal to a divided by 1 minus r. So a is the first term, which is 90, 1 minus r, r is 1 by 3. So that is equal to 90 by 2 by 3, which is 135. So the right answer is option C. Okay. So if you have any doubts, feel free to comment down below. I will be happy to answer. Now let's move to the next problem, which is problem 5. The table above shows the values of f and g. If h is g compose f, we have to determine h dash of 3. So let's use the chain rule. H dash of 3 is g dash of f of 3 times f dash of 3. So f of 3 here is, f of 3 is 4, so g dash of 4, and f dash of 3 is 2, and g dash of 4 is 1 by 2. This is equal to 1 by 2, which is equal to 1 by 2 times 2, which is 1. So the right answer is option B. Let's do this problem now. So let's substitute u is equal to 3x minus 2. So du is equal to 3 dx. So the integral becomes u cube dx is du by 3, which is 1 by 3 integral u cube du, which is 1 by 3 u raised to 4 by 4, which is 1 by 12. U raised to 4 is 3x minus 2 raised to 4. The limits are from 1 to 2. Now if we substitute in 2, we get 3 to the 6, and 6 minus 2 is 4. So 1 by 12, 4 power 4 minus 1 power 4. Now 4 power 4 is 16 power 2, which is 256. 256 minus 1 is 255. So the right answer is option D. If you have any doubts, feel free to comment down below. Let's move on to the next question. So we have been given x of t is 2t square minus 1, y of t is 3 plus 2t square. Which expression gives the length of the curve from t is equal to 1 to t is equal to 3? So x dash of t is 4t, y dash of t is 2 times 3 by 2 t raised to 1 by 2, which is 3 root t. So the required equation is 1 to 3 x dash of t square plus y dash of t square dt, which is equal to 1 to 3. Now x dash of t is 16t square and y dash of t square is 9t. The right answer is option C. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. So we have to find the radius of convergence of this particular series. Now let's use the ratio test. an plus 1 over an is x minus 7 raised to n plus 1, 3 power n plus 1, n plus 1 plus 2, which is n plus 3 power 4 times x minus 7 power n, 3 power n, n plus 2 power 4. And that thing simplifies to x minus 7 power 1 by 3 times is n plus 2 by n plus 3 power 4. So limit as n tends to infinity, this approaches x minus 7. This thing approaches 1 by 3, and we want this to be less than 1. So radius of convergence will be, interval of convergence will be mod x minus 7 less than 3. So the radius is 3 around 7. So 7 minus 3 is 4. So 7 plus 3 is 10. We have to check the endpoints separately, but in this case they are just asking for the radius, and the radius is 3. Now let's go to the next question. Which equation has the slope field given below? Now, so look that here the slope is positive, here the slope is positive, here the slope is negative, here the slope is negative. So it should be when this thing, let's try to eliminate the options, is negative in both third and fourth quadrant and positive in the first two quadrants. So this looks as the right option. Phi by x is wrong because here x is negative whereas our slope is positive. This is also wrong because here in this quadrant x is negative and y is positive, so this is negative. This will give you a negative slope in the second quadrant, but in the second quadrant I have a positive slope. Phi y could be an answer because it's positive in the top two quadrants and negative in the bottom two quadrants. So within these two we have to choose the right answer. Now look that this is inversely proportional to y, this is directly proportional to y, and we observe that as y is increasing the slope is decreasing. So the one which is inversely proportional should be the right option. So the right answer is option A. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Consider a function h that is continuous on the closed interval such that h of 4 is 5, h of 6 is 13. Which of the following statements must be true? H is increasing from 4 to 6. That need not be guaranteed because it can oscillate and go to 13. H dash of x is equal to 4 has at least one solution from 4 to 6. So let's look at this option. We basically appeal to mean value theorem. So h of 6 minus h of 4 divided by 6 minus 4 is 13 minus 5 divided by 6 minus 4. 13 minus 5 is 8 over 2, which is 4. And hence there exists a solution for h dash of x is equal to 4 in the interval 4 to 6 by mean value theorem. So we are using mean value theorem. I would urge students to refer to mean value theorem because there are multiple questions on mean value theorem. Let's go to the next question. Which of the following series converges conditionally? So this series diverges because 3 by 2 is greater than 1. So diverges. This series converges because it by alternating series test. Alternating and 1 by cube root of n goes to 0 as n tends to infinity, and it's decreasing. So therefore this series converges. But if you take it absolutely, 1 by n power 1 by 3 by p test 1 by 3 is less than 1, therefore this diverges absolutely and converges conditionally. So therefore series 2 converges conditionally. This particular series converges absolutely because by p test 1 by n power 5 converges. So the right answer is 2 only. Let's go to the next question. X is 2 sine theta. We have to evaluate this integral in terms of after the substitution. So dx will be 2 cos theta d theta. So x square will be 4 sine square theta. So when x is 0, theta is 0, and when x is 2, 2 is equal to 2 sine theta, theta is pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2, x square is 4 sine square theta. Square root of 4 minus x square will be square root of 4 minus x square is 4 sine square theta, which is 4 root of 1 minus sine square theta is cos square theta, and d theta is dx by 2 cos theta. So we can get rid of this 4's. So it is sine square theta by 2 cos square theta. So this simplifies to 0 to pi by 2, 1 by 2 sine square theta dx. This square root is cos theta times cos theta is cos square theta. So sine square theta by so none of the okay, wait, we can do something. Square is 4 sine square theta, dx is 2 cos theta d theta. Oh, this substitution I made a mistake. So let's correct our answer. So it is 0 to pi by 2. X square is 4 sine square theta, dx is 2 cos theta d theta, and square root 4 minus x square is 4 minus 4 sine square theta, which is just 2 cos theta. So these two get cancelled. So you are left with option B. I hope this makes sense. So let's evaluate this integral. So this can be better done geometrically instead of the graph of 1 minus mod x. This is the graph of mod x. Now the graph of minus mod x, this will be the graph of minus mod x, and then you have to add 1 to this. So the graph of 1 minus mod x will be something like this. So at 1 it is 0, at minus 1 it is 0, and we have to find this particular area times 4. So the required area will be 4 times the length of the base is 2. So 1 by 2 times base is 2 times height is 1. So the area is 4 square units. So the right answer is does not exist, because half base at 0 the height is 1. Base height this is equal to 4. Now let's go to the next question. Feel free to comment down below if you have any questions, or if you want me to do any particular question. So you are given two twice differentiable function f and g. Okay. The table gives the values of f, g and their first and second derivatives. Okay, very good. You have to find that limit. Now if you directly evaluate, it will be f of 1 is 1. So 2 minus 6 divided by x is 1. 4 minus 4 times x is 1 e power 3 times 0, which is 2 minus 6 g of 1. What is g of 1? Sorry, 6 times g of 1. G of 1 is 1 by 3. So 2 minus 2 or 4 minus 4, which is 0 by 0 form. So we use the L'Hopital's rule. So 2f dash minus 6g dash over 8x minus 12 e power 3x minus 1. So 2 f dash of 1. So f dash of 1 is 0 minus 6 g dash of 1 is minus 2 divided by 8 times 1 minus 12 times e power 0, which is equal to 0 minus plus 12, minus 6 minus 2 is plus 12 over 8 minus 12. 8 minus 12 is minus 4, which is minus 3. So the right answer is A. I hope that makes sense.